Vladimir Putin's government didn't want you to be here. They didn't want you to come.
Yeah, they banned me to leave the country. I'm not allowed to leave Russia after one of our last actions when we were throwing colorful paper planes to the wall of main Russian security service, FSB, former KGB.
You threw paper airplanes.
Paper planes,
yeah.
yes, colorful paper planes, because paper plane is a symbol of the only free messenger in Russia.
At the Russian security services?
Yeah, to the wall of FSB.
Okay.
And we will spend 48 hours in the police cage after that. And after that, I received 140 hours of community service, and I refused to do this community service works, because I believe that our actions are better.
So the Russian government didn't want you to come?
The Russian government didn't want we exist.
Right.
Don't forget about it.
But you're here.
Yeah, we're here.
But we exist.
And you exist.
Yeah.
And we exist.
How did you get here then? Tell us about the journey.
By pink pony.
Pink unicorn.
Pink unicorn.
Yeah, it's still discussion between pony
Yeah,
and
Masha
unicorn.
was on pony and I was on unicorn.
I see. So the pink unicorn took you across mainland Russia?
Yeah, across a lot of countries.
Oh, yeah? How far did you have to travel?
several thousand kilometers, as you know. It's quite far from Moscow to here.
So you came through the back door?
Yeah.
Backdoor girls.
Why was it important for you to be in Edinburgh, to defy Vladimir Putin?
Because it's important to us to tell this story, the story of Riot Days, because, well, the performance is based on my book, and it's not a memoir or documentary theater, it's a manifesto which we are giving to people to inspire them to make their own riots and actions, because anyone can be Pussy Riot. So it's more important than their, bands.
Mm. But you're renowned for your acts of defiance, but in this case, the very journey you made was an act of defiance.
Active defiance?
An act of defiance against the Russian government, saying, no, I'm not going to accept it.
We are not accept Russian government in general, because, it's not a government, it's not, Vladimir Putin is not a president, it's people who occupied the power, who stole elections from Russian people. So why we should accept their decisions? It's false.
So this is the message that you think the Russian government doesn't want you to be conveying here in Edinburgh? It doesn't want you to be saying these things?
I think that it's not about Edinburgh. It's like they just don't want that we will be anywhere. So, okay. But what we can do? Edinburgh said, come on, girls. Come to us. And of course we said yes.
What do you say in the performance? What is the message that you convey on the stage?
The message is honesty and freedom. The message is that anyone can be Pussy Riot, and it doesn't matter where you're from, Edinburgh or Moscow. You can fight for yourself, you can fight for your country, and it's no necessary to have some, special skills for this. It's for everybody.
If anybody can be Pussy Riot, do you see any parallels with any causes in the UK or in Scotland?
Well, I know that before Brexit, not so many young people were so interested in politics, but when Brexit happened, there were like several days of silence, and after that, people understood what happened. They understood that apathy and not doing anything can make a really awful result. And it's just one example, but we can find these examples anywhere. In the United States with Trump, for example.
I wonder, I mean, the Brexit movement, the Leave movement, portrays themselves as anti-establishment, anti-elitist. They say that they're against the elite. Shouldn't they be on your side?
Who is against the elite?
So the people who want Brexit, they say we're anti-establishment, we're anti-elite. That is what Brexit is about.
It's populism, it's not truth. Because if you want isolation, it's already an elite statement, you know? It's not like we want our country be for all people who believe in the same values. It's just for, I don't know, elite people who've been here for, I don't know, several hundred years. But, I mean, I've been, for example, in the jungle. It's the biggest refugees camp which exists in Calais. I was talking with people who were there, and mostly they were there because they wanted to go to the United Kingdom. And, you know, these people, I mean, a lot of them, they really believe that they can do something useful for this country. Not just, I don't know, sleeping in Trafalgar Square, but work here. And I think if you, I mean, a lot of European politicians just don't want to hear this because it's, you know, maybe uncomfortable, I don't know what.
I wonder what you think about who we can trust in terms of what news is and what's reliable. The terminology around fake news came from the election that Donald Trump won. A lot of people believe that originated with Russia. Now fake news can be anything. It can be mainstream, it can be us, you know, it could be you.
No, we are not fake. We are real. And, well...
You can trust yourself?
The term fake news can be applied to anyone. It can mean anything. Do you see any value in it, in saying this is fake, this is real, when anyone can say that and use it to harm their perceived opponents?
For us, I think it's this question sounds a little bit different because we're living in the country where majority of the, actually all the big media channels belongs to friends of Putin, and they are pure propaganda.
Let me ask you about propaganda then, because the World Cup, for some people in Russia, was a success. Was that a PR victory for Vladimir Putin?
Well, I don't know what you mean when you say success, because behind of this, you know, decoration of celebrating, there are people who are dying, who are tortured every day. And that's why Pussy Riot made an action for showing that this is the country where people can go to prison for several years because of the Facebook post.
Did the World Cup show the real Russia as far as you're concerned? If you sat at home and you watched the television and you watched the football and you saw some of the fans from around the world partying on the streets, did that show the real Russia for you?
Yes, I mean, yes, it's real Russia, but it's just a part. And that's why it's important to remember another part as well. I mean, Putin and his friends oligarchs, they not doing only entertainment. These people steal money and kill people and put this money to United Kingdom, for example. Also, they building houses there. Their children are studying here, and it sounds a little bit okay for everybody. I don't think that it's fair.
Has it made it harder for you to get your message across, the fact that a lot of people watched the World Cup and the football in America and in Russia and perhaps have a more positive attitude towards it as a result?
our actions are positive as well, you know. It's not a depression at all.
But have you found it harder to be heard in light of the World Cup?
If you know even that some people are hear you, and these people can after that change their life because they hear you, it's already enough. Because, you know, revolution is not about mass understanding. It's about passion of some hearts.
So in the show, you use passages from your book and you reflect on your time in prison, is that right?
It's almost half of the show.
Yeah. So, I mean, what have you learned about your own experience through the process, the creative process?
Well, as I said before, in prison, now in Russia, you can go to prison for just your existence and being active because of the Facebook post, because of the retweet, because you are talking about politics with your friends in some cafe. So prison is not, you know, a small world behind the walls, but it's a challenge, and I believe that it's a mirror of the whole situation in the country, because they don't want prisoners to be free after prison. They don't want to prepare people for freedom. They want people to exist behind these walls for forever, to obey them. And do you know what kind of work prisoners do in Russian prisons?
Yeah, you can tell me.
So they saw a police uniform and uniform for Russian army for 12 hours per day, 6 days a week. And it's legal slavery because prisoners have $2-3 per month for this kind of work. There is no medicine, there are tortures, sometimes there are murders. So this is the situation.
Is it exhausting continuing to fight this battle, to continue, because it's such a huge apparatus that you're taking on, the Russian state?
As you can see, we're still alive, and Masha's here, and sometimes I'm looking at her and think that it's really exhausting. But then I just listen to her, not watching, just listen to her and understand that she's right. When you're honest with yourself, you got a power. It's like people who believes in God, and they're talking with Him, or with I don't know. I guess that God is different for everybody, but I feel that when people trying to talk with God, they talking with themselves actually, because no one listened at all, and that's why they found in some power inside themselves, and it's really important to believe. It's really hard, but it's really important. So if you're honest with yourself, and you believe in yourself, and you believe that one day something will change, so you will find a power, and you will be not exhausted. You know?
And sense of humor.
Yeah.
So when you're traveling right the way across Russia, because you can't get out through normal channels, do you feel then that it's exhausting? Do you feel then that it's ever going to be too much to continue this fight?
Come on, there are so many adventures on the way, and funny situations and amazing people. It's not exhausting at all. It's like a road movie. I don't know.
So you use those experiences.
With ponies and unicorns.
I don't know how many days you've been here or how much British news, UK news you've seen. Are you aware of the fact that our former Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson, has made these comments about women who wear a full face veil?
He compared them with
letterboxes
With
and,
what?
and letterboxes
Letterboxes, okay.
and bank robbers. So this is our former foreign secretary said that the
It's
women with a
strange.
niqab, yeah, that's what they look like.
It's strange because it's not true. For example, we wear balaclavas and they are not looking like bank robbers' masks. They are colorful and they are, funny and not scary at all.
You choose to cover your faces, habitually yourselves. So you have some understanding of what it must be like for somebody to say they disagree with that choice. Do you think that a man, a politician, should tell a woman what they can or cannot wear on their face?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But if this statement already exists, there is always a place for the protest against this statement.
It's like they don't know what to say else, because everybody understands that if you got something on your face or guys wears dresses, why not? If they want to express themselves like that, or they believe, or it's part of their culture, it's not a criminal thing, when you're going on the streets and you see so different people, like in Edinburgh, for example, you see so many different people. It's wonderful. You understand that the world it's so amazing place, it's so colorful, and in Russia we can't do that. Okay, our government didn't said us that you can't be freak, for example, but you're feeling it every day. You can look like that, and in Russia everybody will stare at you all the time,
Last question then. if you were those women, those British, UK-based Muslim women who wear a face veil, a niqab, what would you do now?
It's good. I think they can do an action. It works.
An action?
Action.
Yeah? Like
Protest action.
I don't think that they will know that it's normal thing to make action for them, because it's different culture, and I don't think that they want it, because it's not about Pussy Riot said that everybody must do actions. No, it's only if you feel that you want to do that. So if they want to do that, it's a great idea. If not, so.
But if somebody is trying to push you how you should live, or what kind of clothes you should wear, you should answer, I believe.
Would you help them then if people wanted to make a protest?
We always are open for it.